Somebody have some cartels I can play? Thank you. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Gurave Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Ramene Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschachate Sitarine Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschachate Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschachate Sitarine Namaste Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Govinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Govinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Govinda.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Srivasadi
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Bhakta-vrinda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Sankirtan ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Helsinki Yatra ki.
Jai!
Go Ravimanande.
Hare
Krishna. These are absolutely perfect marshmallows. How long do you have them? Ask him how long he's had his marshmallows. How long he's had his marshmallows.
Kauan sillä on ollut ne kartaalle? Kauan on ollut kartaalle?
Kauan hänellä on ollut karataalla.
Eight years.
8 vuotta. 8 years.
8,000 years.
8,000 years. Close enough.
From Viking, yeah.
That's why your hair's pretty good, because you're 8,000 years old.
Jai Shishi Gornitai ki.
Jai! Helsinki Gore ki.
Jai!
Helsinki Natai ki.
Jai!
Go Premanandi.
Hare
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Oh, that's when you're supposed to go. Hare Krishna.
Krishna!
Thank you very much for chanting so wonderfully. Thank you very much for dancing so wonderfully. And a special round of applause to the Indian Matajis who are dancing and dancing and dancing. Hare Krishna. One of my disciples who lives in Gurugram outside of Delhi, she and her husband went to Rajasthan on Ekadashi, and they went to Karoli, and they had darshan of Shri Radha Madan Mohan. Has anyone here ever been to Karoli before? Anyone? Anyone else? No one else. Oh my goodness. Do we have any Rajasthanis here? You're a Rajasthani. Okay. You know, Krishna left the world 5,000 years ago, and then the Pandavas left. And when the Pandavas left, they put Abhimanyu's son, Parikshit, as the king of the world. Is that correct? And then they put a great-grandson or grandson, Bajranab. Either the grandson or great-grandson of Krishna, his name is Bajranab, and put Bajranab as the emperor of Mathura. So Parikshit was the emperor of the whole world, and Bajranab was the emperor of Mathura. So Bajranab, he was born in Dwarka, but his mother had a special blessing from Radharani that the child would become Radharani's great devotee. So when he became the king, he was sent to Mathura to live in Brajmandal. And he started excavating. He was the first devotee who went to Vrindavan and started just marking the places where Krishna had performed his Leela. Like through the centuries, there have been different devotees who've gone to Vrindavan, and when Vrindavan was basically in jungle condition, and they started re-establishing Krishna's places of Leela. Just like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told his disciples, the 6 Goswamis, he said, there are different things I want you to do. one thing I want you to do is I want you to write books that are extracted from Shastra that teach that the highest process of spiritual realization is bhakti. And one of our great acharyas, his name is Srinivas Acharya. He wrote one verse. He said, "Nana Shastra Vicharanayika Nipano Shadharma Samstapako Lokanam Hitakarano Tribhumane Manjurosha Anyakaro." He said, the Goswamis, they took all the Shastras and they took all the Puranas and they took all the Vedas and they just searched through them to extract what is the very essence. And the very essence of all of the Vedic literatures is to take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet through performing bhakti. Krishna tells us in the Bhagavad Gita, Vedeshya Sarvera Aham Eva Vedya. I am the goal of studying all the Vedas. And then, although Krishna in the Gita, he describes karma, jnana, yoga, those are his beginning lessons in Bhagavad Gita. But his final lessons in Bhagavad Gita, starting from chapter 7 and then in the end, those lessons are about bhakti. And Krishna concludes the Bhagavad Gita by saying, Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavanyascha tattataha tato mam tattato gyatva vishate tadanantaram. It's only by bhakti that I can be known. It's because bhakti washes the heart. And then, in the very conclusion, Krishna speaks his greatest words, which Srila Prabhupada said, even Krishna himself, he says, this is the most secret information of the entire Vedas. And that instruction is, Arjuna, always think of me with love, become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage to me, and I promise that if you do this, I will bring you to me. And then Krishna says, his last instruction is he says, Arjuna, please, just go away from everything else and come to the sharan of my feet. What does sharan mean? Sharan? Do you know the word sharan?
Shelter.
Shelter. Sharan means shelter. Gurutama Panditji. It says shelter. So Krishna says, you come, please, just come under the shelter of my lotus feet. And we generally interpret that as surrender to me. But Krishna is so kindly, lovingly saying, please just come to my shelter. Because everything else you're doing, which is making a mess of your life. We've tried everything, and the only thing that we're getting is the repetition of birth and death. So now try coming to my feet. And Krishna says, if you come to my feet, and if you take shelter under my feet, then if there's anything bad within you, that becomes my property. I will deal with it. You don't have to deal with it. And he says, then when all of that pak karma, when all the evil is gone, he says, moksha, I'll give you moksha, meaning I will give you pure bhakti. Like the Vaishnava understanding of moksha is pure devotion. And then Krishna says, Ma Suchaha. What does Ma Suchaha mean? Acharya-ji, what does Ma Suchaha mean? Tapo Divyang.
Oh, yeah, he already said it. So. Do not fear.
It means do not fear. Don't be afraid to come under the shelter of my feet. Like my foot is so fat. If somebody came under my foot, likely they would get smashed. But Krishna says, please come under the shelter of my soft lotus feet. Do not fear anything. So the Goswamis, when they went to Vrindavan, they searched all of the different shastras and they pulled out this essential truth of bhakti. And then Mahaprabhu said, you please reestablish the lost places of Krishna. And so they did that also. But the very first one to do it was Vajranath. And Vajranath went to Vrindavan 5,000 years ago. And while there were still people who were still living on the earth, who had seen the form of Krishna, then Vajranath had those people describe exactly what Krishna looked like. And then these people who carved deities, and they started carving deities exactly according to the description of Krishna. So one of the deities is Radha Govinda. And another deity is Madan Mohanji. And another deity is Radha Gopinathji. And they all lived in Vrindavan, these deities. But through the centuries, they would get lost because what does Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita? He says, Kalanena Mahata. Krishna says, he says, time is so powerful that everything becomes scattered by time. So sometimes the deities are worshipped, but then sometimes they get covered over, and then later great devotees will find them and excavate them and begin to worship again. Like now here you're worshiping Gornitai so beautifully, but maybe in the next 500 years they will be lost. And then some great devotee will come back here and excavate and find Gornitai again, you see. And then the worship will begin again. The deities are never lost, just the worship sometimes is stopped. So they were living in Vrindavan, and during the time of our Goswamis, big temples were established. Like 500 years ago, India was, the government of India at that time were the descendants of Uzbek people who had gone to North India. Maybe, are you all Indians or Sri Lankans? Bangladesh, কেমন আছেন?
Nepal.
Oh, Nepali.
Pashupatinath.
Pashupatinath, great Pashupatinath. They don't let me go have darshan of Pashupatinath because I'm white.
Okay, you should go. Yeah.
You take me there next time, okay? But like 500 years ago, these Uzbeks had come down to North India and they were conquering. And it was one person, his name was Babur. And then Babur, he had a son, his name was Humayun. And Humayun was the first emperor of the Mughal dynasty. And he was a lousy soldier, although he was the first emperor. And he got defeated in some battle And he would get defeated because instead of being like a good military strategist, he would call the Brahmin pundits of his court. And he would say, do astrology and tell me when it's good to attack. And he got soundly defeated in some battle. And so his brothers threw him out. So Humayun, he left India with just his wife and a few servants and his wife who was pregnant. And they traveled all the way to Tehran in Iran or Persia. And there, the Shah of Iran, he saw Humayun and he recognized him as a great king. So the Shah gave him an entire army. And when he got the entire army, he went back down to India and he gave his brothers a good thrashing. And then he established the Mughal Empire. And he died not so old. He died, but one day he was going to his library. He was like a literati type gentleman. And he went upstairs to his library one day and he was collecting books to read. And there was the call to prayer from the masjid. And he started to rush down the stairs to go to prayer. And he tripped on his robes and he fell down the stairs and he cracked his head and he died. And his son, his name was Akbar, who was only 12 years old. And then Raja Akbar, he became the emperor of India when he was 12. You all know this story?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Akbar, he was a very liberal, intelligent person. And at that time, the Rajput kings of Rajasthan, they were the great generals in Akbar's army. Hare Krishna. Sounds like a history class going on. At any rate, Akbar, he had one general whose name was Man Singh. Man Singh was a great, great, great general. And Akbar told Man Singh, he said, Man Singh, you know these saints that live in that place, Vrindavan, they should have temples to commemorate the worship of the Hindu god. And so when Man Singh heard that, he went fantastic. And he had diagrams drawn for Govinda, Gopinath, and Madan Mohan temple. And then Akbar was in charge of the planning commission. So Akbar signed the documents and then the temples were built. And the deities were found again at that time and they were put into the temples. Then Akbar's son, his name was Jahangir. And Jahangir, his son was Shah Jahan. Does anybody know about Shah Jahan? Shah Jahan, he built the Taj Mahal because he loved Mumtaz. And then he had a son who was kind of a Dimakara. And his name was Aurangzeb. And by what I've read, Aurangzeb, he started his life when he was young. He was like a very naughty person. And he was just into wine and women. But at some point in his life, he had some sort of like religious awakening. And at any rate, at some point, Aurangzeb's army went to Vrindavan. And that's a whole other story. But when Aurangzeb's army went there, then Govinda, Gopinath, and Madan Mohanji, they were secretly taken out from Vrindavan. and they went to Rajasthan to be protected by the Rajputs. And after a few hundred years, or some period of time, I'm not exactly sure the proper chronology, but Govinda ji ended up in Jaipur. Has anyone been to Jaipur? Oh my God, what do you Indians know? Where are you from in India? Which area? Are you from Nepal?
Yes.
Are you all from Nepal?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're from India?
Yeah,
You're from?
South India,
You're from where?
Hyderabad,
Oh, you're from Andhra. Where are you?
Bangladesh,
Bangladesh. Come on, actually.
hello,
Mumbai.
You're from Mumbai. So at any rate, there's this place in Rajasthan called Jaipur. Everybody knows Jaipur. It's the pink city. And Govinda ji ended up there. And Gopinath ji ended up there. And then Madan Mohanji, he ended up in one king's kingdom. It's like halfway between Vrindavan and Jaipur. And it's called Karoli. That was a long extrapolation. Just to try to tell you about Madan Mohanji. But all these deities, they were carved in the likeness of Krishna. So back to my beginning point. Two of my disciples from Gurugram, they went to Karoli on Ekadashi. And they went to Madan Mohanji temple. And really Madan Mohan temple Karoli is like a big village. Remember when we went there? It's just like a village in the middle of nowhere. But this temple is there. And it used to be, the Raja of Karoli had his palace there. And Madan Mohanji, he ended up staying there. Madan Mohanji originally went to Jaipur, but Madan Mohan, this is Krishna. Madan Mohan was thinking that all of the Jaipur people loved Govinda more than they loved him. So Krishna started becoming jealous of Krishna. And then the daughter of the king of Karoli went to Jaipur and saw Madan Mohan and fell in love with Madan Mohan. And she said, Father, you have to take him back to Karoli. I'm in love with him. So my disciples, they went there. And she was taking video clips of the crowd before the darshan of Madan Mohanji. And the Indian ladies were dancing like the Indian lady, or wherever you're from, Nepal or whatever. The ladies were dancing so beautifully. So tonight, when I was watching these ladies dance, my mind was going to Madan Mohan temple, and my mind was going to the Gopinathji temple in Jaipur. Gopinath means what? He's the Lord of the Gopis. And whenever you go to Gopinath temple in Jaipur, it's filled. It's not a big temple, but it's always filled with hundreds of ladies, especially elderly ladies. And the Jaipur ladies, they dress brilliantly. Do any of you ladies know Rajasthani saris? Rajasthani saris are so bright. They're like brilliant orange with gold borders and everything is bright and beautiful, or like red and gold and orange. It's like, and you see these old elderly ladies, like these grannies, and they'll sit together in a group of like 100 or 200, and one will start leading the kirtan and will start singing. And and they know these songs about Krishna, these bhajans. They've been hearing them their entire lives. And so they go there, and one will sing one line, and everybody else will repeat the line. And it becomes very, you sing that, it becomes very ecstatic. And then these ladies will get up and they'll start dancing. They'll just start thinking, I'm singing for Krishna. I'm singing for Gopinath. And these ladies, they get up and they start spinning and dancing so beautifully. So this is the essence of our practice of Krishna consciousness. Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro Premamritam Bhavati. The great Goswamis of Vrindavan, Krishna Kirtana, they were always chanting Hare Krishna mantra. They were always singing Hare Krishna mantra. Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro Premamritam Bhavati. Nartan, like nacho, like dancing. They were always chanting and they were always dancing. And it says simply because they were chanting and they were dancing, they were swimming in the ocean of love of God. How nice is this process of Krishna Bhakti? You just chant and you dance, and then boom, you go inside the ocean of love and you swim there. It's like we came from Riga this morning, and yesterday morning we were at one devotee's home, and he had a real beautiful house. We've had a program there the night before, and about 100 devotees came out there chanting and dancing. And then we spent the night out there. And yesterday we went for a walk on the Baltic Sea coast. It was so beautiful. It was so sunny and bright. We had a hurricane over there. Did you guys have a hurricane over here? About 3 or 4 days ago, we had like a big hurricane. It was like a severe storm. Trees were falling down everywhere. And I asked one devotee that was with us, if I swim in that direction, what will I come to? And he said, well, if you swim in that direction, you'll go to Sweden. And if you swim in that direction, you'll come someplace else. And if you swim in that direction, you'll go to Denmark. So it's like, even the Baltic Sea, or even the great oceans of the world, they have their limits. They have their boundaries. But the ocean of love, it has no boundary. And Krishna says, please, you come inside the ocean of love by performing bhakti. Krishna says, please don't do anything else. Just come to me. Swim in love. Like that one verse. Krishna says, just think of me. Think of me with love. Become my devotee. Worship me. Make pranam to me. And he says, if you do these 4 simple things, He says, I promise you, I will bring you to me. He says, why? He goes, just by doing this, you become my lover. Priyo sime. So, all dear devotees of Helsinki, chant Hare Krishna so nicely and dance in kirtan. Like when I came down tonight, we've been, Yogi and Ananda and I, we've been on kind of a crazy schedule. We left, wait a second. In May, we went to England and we stayed in England 2 weeks. And every night we were doing this practically, or every day or so. And then we went to Hungary and we were doing this. And then we went to Mauritius and we were doing this. And when we were in Mauritius, one Indian man in Canada called us. So we flew out from Mauritius to Canada, to Toronto, and we had 2 kirtans like tonight, and we flew back down to Mauritius. It's kind of crazy stuff. And then we came back up from Mauritius, and we all got in about the same time, and that evening we took a flight to Sydney, Australia. And in Sydney, we were there for 2 weeks, and 8 or 9 nights that we were there, we were doing this with the devotees. And then we flew back from Sydney, and we came to Lithuania, and we were doing this over there. Then we went to Riga, and we were doing this over there. And then we've come here, we're doing it over here also. Just chant Hare Krishna, and just dance, and just dive into the limitless ocean of Krishna Bhakti, Krishna's love. There's nothing more in life. Nothing more in life. You can have all the gold. You can have all the family happiness. You can have all the education. You can have all the name and fame. You can be like Mr. Ambani and pay hundreds and millions of dollars just to get your son married. That was crazy, wasn't it? That was really crazy. I mean, you're finished, devotees. You're probably not tuned into it, but all of our, Deshi brothers and sisters here, everybody was like focused on, Mukesh Ambani's son's wedding. I mean, he had a pre-wedding. And at the pre-wedding, I think he paid something like $250 million. And God knows how much he paid for the wedding. And like all the superstars of the world were there. But you can have all of that, but all of that will not be equal to even one drop of Krishna's prema. So the greatest gift that we should look for in life is love. Krishna love. Krishna's prema bhakti. Do you people, you know Jagjit Singh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jagjit Singh, he was such a great ghazal singer, and he sang bhajans. And he had that one song, Sabse Unchi Prema Sagar. He said the greatest way to serve Krishna is with love. That's what Krishna is looking for. Krishna doesn't want anything else. He doesn't need all the diamonds and the jewels in the world. They're all coming from him. Krishna is not impressed by our intelligence. Krishna is not impressed by our Shakti. You may be handsome. Krishna is not impressed by that. Like I try to tell everybody, don't just be into being beautiful. I tell people that you cannot believe. It's inconceivable. But at one time in life, I was young and kind of handsome, like these guys. In a different way. I mean, I'm Videshi. They're Deshi. But I was young and had Shakti, and look what happened. Don't run for that. Run for Krishna's Prema Bhakti. And then naturally everybody will say, well, yes, it sounds good, but I can't see Krishna. So how do I love Krishna if I can't see Krishna? But we can see Krishna's devotees. And we can practice loving Krishna by loving and serving Krishna's devotees. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Always love Krishna's devotees. Always serve Krishna's devotees. And if Krishna sees that, Krishna will give his mercy. Okay, I had come down with the intention of maybe staying a half an hour, and now it's already 2 hours. And since we've been doing this, every night for about the past 3 months, we'll conclude a little bit early, but everybody come tomorrow night also, okay? But just remember, the greatest gift that we can catch in life is love for Krishna. Don't be distracted by anything. Another point is this. I don't know if you noticed, but I had this big smile on my face during kirtan. I was kind of dead tired. When I was coming down here tonight, I was going, oh Lord Krishna, how will I do this? And then I saw these 2 little boys here in kirtan. What's your name? Kya naam hai? Yeah.
Promise.
Ramesh? And what is it? Is this brother?
Yeah. This one.
Kya naam beta?
What's there? Partik. Partik.
Pratik?
Yes.
These little boys during kirtan, they were just like, it was so nice. I just felt so happy looking at them. But I was a new devotee. First time I saw Srila Prabhupada was in Detroit, Michigan. And we greeted Srila Prabhupada at the airport. And then we went to the temple, and Srila Prabhupada went and he sat on his seat in the temple, and there was a big kirtan going in front of Srila Prabhupada. And everybody was chanting and dancing. And the temple president, he had a son who was maybe Pratik's age. And temple president's son was sitting on the shoulders of his father. And temple president's son had kartals in his hand. And he was playing kartals perfect for kirtan. And Srila Prabhupada was looking. And Srila Prabhupada was smiling. And then Srila Prabhupada stopped the kirtan. And he said, how has this little boy learned to play kartal so perfectly? He's not even 2 years old. How is he playing so perfect? And everybody was like, Prabhupada would ask a question, and everybody go. Prabhupada said, he's playing so perfect because in his last life, he was doing this. When he's doing it in his last life, now from the beginning, he's picked it up. And then Srila Prabhupada gave a lecture on the reality of the eternality of the soul and the temporary nature of the material body. So I was looking at these boys tonight, little boys, and big smiles under their baseball caps. Big smiles were coming out. They just clapping along in the kirtan. I was like, this is so nice. Something so wonderful. Okay, thank you for coming, and please come tomorrow, and we'll try to have some more energy tomorrow and tonight. But we're very happy to be here. We're very delighted to be here. We're very delighted to come and see all of you, and we're very delighted to come and have the Saintly Association of Tapo Dilyam Prabhu. He's such a kind Vaishnava. He's like father over here. He's like Helsinki Pitaji. We're so happy to be here, Tapo Dilyam. And we're happy to see all of you. Was it not last year, but the year before we came?
22.
22 we came, and we had big chanting over here. This year Krishna couldn't come. And Shiv Charlie couldn't come this year. And Rati couldn't come this year. But we're happy to be here, even though it's a slimmed down team. We're very, very happy to be with all of you. And when I see all of you all dancing in kirtan, I just feel so much happiness. So thank you for inviting us over here. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Or Premanand.
Hare
His Holiness Bhakti Govinda Swami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Ananda Bhakti Prabhu ki
Jai.
Prabhu ki
Jai.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you very much.